Is there no dink? Do you not get a dink now when it goes live on air? Obviously not. Hi everybody, Shortbox Full, Mark here. How are you all doing out there? I think I'm live. I'm sure, not being paranoid or anything, but I'm sure that YouTube and Google are just screwing with me. Yeah, a paranoid person might think that, because usually it goes and it gives you an idea of you're actually live on air. Nothing, absolutely nothing at all. Anyway, how's everybody doing out there? You all okay? Everyone all right? Everyone having fun? Yeah? Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. Really, I'm glad to hear it. Yes. Oh, what a month I've had. Oh, yeah, not good. Well, saying that, it's not been too bad. I mean, you know, we've had a 4-day weekend, which was absolutely brilliant. It's 4 days away from work. It's got to be good. Yeah, I've just been really busy doing other bits and pieces. Like, you see the back? Look, new. That's what I was talking about in my last video about changing the desktop. Look, how cool is that? See, look, you can actually see comic. Well, obviously you can't see the comics down here, and you can't see the comics up there because I've got those things up there now at the moment. But yes, I've got rid of all the boxes. I know. It's brilliant. Look at that. I've got all my You can't see it. What I'll do is at some point I'll do a little quick room tour to show you what the new place looks like. New place. It's still the old same shithole, but it's different bits and pieces. I've got all my 2000 ADs over there in one bookcase. I've got 2000 ADs and Judge Dredd's down here. I've got Doctor Who's up there, and I've got almost like UK and other things, like my Warriors and Crises and Revolvers and that up here. And of course, I would start coughing as soon as I would start recording. Excuse me a minute. Yes, so I've been very busy. Very, very, very busy. That's why I haven't done many videos at the moment, because I've been trying to sort this place out to get it looking relatively horrible, basically. But because I haven't done any videos for about a month, it means I've got a shed load of comics to show you guys. Now, if anybody could just, in the comment section on that side? Is it that side? Hang on. No, that side. Comment section on that side. Let me know if you can hear me. Just say yes, we can hear you. That'd be awesome. I've got a funny feeling I might be. Oh, and Adam, my butter one, that counts as dancing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You owe me. Should we have a quick look on the comment section just so I can make sure that everything's working okay? Let's have a look. Stan Stacey Gallagher, what is your favourite comic age? I like them all, but bronze is my best. Starting off with the hard questions, I see. I would probably say bronze is my favourite as well. Although what would class as early modern, sorry, I'll take my hand away from my mouth, that's a terrible thing to do when you're supposed to be talking to people. Early modern, like the mid to late 80s, early 90s, that's when I really started reading comics and getting into stuff like that. That's probably my favorite period of all, probably around about 1984 to 1992, 93. That's probably my favorite sort of block of years of when comics were coming out. But when you're talking about ages, yeah, I'd have to say Bronze Age was probably the best. Definitely. Golden Age, the stories were a little bit iffy. The artwork was definitely a bit iffy, but you know. Silver Age, again, the stories, you had the Comic Code Authority, which just seriously done over comic books. And it wasn't until the Bronze Age where comic companies started going, do you know what? We're going to see how far we can push this Comic Code Authority before they start going, nope, you can't do that. Nope, you can't do that. No. So yeah, definitely Bronze Age for me as well. William Thorg, yep. All right. Kamikaze Guy, yes, unfortunately you are live. Just about. Yeah, just about. Kamikaze Guy again, and Google Tube messes with your mind. I know, it's worse than acid. It really is. JC Seiji. Hey Mark, doing great, eating breakfast at 2 p.m. Oh, I like it. I like it. It's like cornflakes. That's brilliant. That's the best time to have them. William Thorpe. Yep. Yep. Josie. JC Seiji. Loud and clear. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. I had a bit of a tinker with the audio settings on the laptop and my camera here, and so I'm hoping that it's better quality audio now than it was, and it isn't stops and starts and that. Spitfire Dubstep 13. Hi, how's it going? Hey Mark, what did you think of BVS? Met Zack Snyder in Forbidden Planet London and got art of the film book signed by him. Cool guy, enjoyed the film despite its flaws. I haven't seen it, and chances are I probably won't see it, so I couldn't possibly comment on what the movie is like, because I haven't seen it, and I'm not going to see it. Just ask anybody else around here why. It's a long story, but you know. Any other comments? No. Oh, talking of that though, did you see the new series of Daredevil? Oh, that fight scene in the stairwell, that was brutal, and in the prison as well. Seriously, you could never get away with something like that on normal TV, could you? It would have to be something like Netflix, an internet channel. That's the only way you could get away with something that vicious and brutal in a program like Daredevil. That was just, not trying to spoil it for anybody, but when you'll know what I'm talking about when I say stairwell and prison fight. Yeah, okay, that's all I'm going to say on the matter. Nasty ass. But yes, anyway, should we get back? Let's have a look. Let me just get the video. There you go. I can see myself again, which is not usually the good thing to do. Wow, look at that. I've got 9 viewers. Awesome. Cool. Should we start off with the magazines and collectibles that I get from the village shop in the little village that I used to live in? Yeah, like I usually do, yeah. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Here we are. Here's them here. Right. First up, we'll go with the Marvel Reds, or as everybody else knows, and Marvel's Mightiest Hero collection from Hatchet. Is it Hatchet or Hatchwell? I can never remember. Right. First up, we have got issue 58, which is Colossus. There you go. That is, if anybody's interested, side number. Oh, there you go. Side number 58. And this features Uncanny X-Men 122, 124, Colossus 1, and X-Men Origins Colossus #1. There you go. Just in case you're interested, there. That's what's in this volume. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not bad. 5 comics for 10 quid. That's not too bad. Getting there. Stay. And here we have issue 59, which is side number 5, and this is Mr. Fantastic. There you go. Side number 5, if you can see. There we go. And this features Fantastic Four #1. Awesome. And also Fantastic Four 489 to 493, which I believe is the first 5 issues of the Mark Waid run. So there you go. So I'm going to be stopping getting these, which is really good English and grammar. Yeah, I'm going to cancel these after issue 61. I can't remember what the next issue is, issue 60. I know issue 61 is Deadpool, and then after that, I'm stopping them. 1, I really can't afford to be getting these things. And 2, a lot of these now, the issues that they're reprinting in these, I've either got as singles, I've already read, or they're nothing that's really interesting me at the moment. And this is like £20, at least £20 a month that I could be used. It could be used to spend on something a little bit more important, like more comics. Yeah. So yeah, after I've got another 2 of these, and I'm going to be. Doesn't mean I'm not going to get any more. It just means I'm not going to get them regularly. I'll probably do what Mr. Wolf does when he gets the blacks. He gets all the new ones now, but he was picking and choosing, and he was getting them off eBay. So I might see if I can do that. You watch all the prices on them on eBay go up now after I've done that. So yeah, so I still think they're pretty good value, and if you haven't already got those comics, and you're new to comic books, the reds and the blacks up here, absolutely brilliant. Excuse me. But if you have got them, if you aren't new to comic books and you do have a lot of the ones that are already in it, it's sort of nice to have them in one place, but for the price of them, if I've already got them, you see what I mean? Yeah. Let's have a look. Another piece collection that I'll be getting, and I've got a funny feeling I might also be cancelling soon as well, is the Doctor Who figurine collection. Again, nothing really wrong with the actual quality of the product that they're producing, and I haven't seen anything to suggest that they're going to be going on further after the 80 issues that they said originally. I imagine they will do, but I need, you know, the money for other things, and unfortunately, you know, when it comes to things like this, sadly, this is what suffers. The collections and the piece collections and that, and all the bits and pieces that I could really do without. Unfortunately, trust me, if I had a really well paid job and I, you know, or if people want to send them to me for free, that's fine. It's fine. But you know, so anyway, for now, I'm still in the Doctor Who figurine collection. So this is issue 67. There you go. So Bogey One Eyes. Sorry, Scaroth, the last of the Jaggeroth, from the Tom Baker story City of Death. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. If you've not seen this story City of Death, I seriously suggest see if you can pick it up on DVD or see if you can find it legally on the internet. Yeah, this is possibly one of Tom Baker's best stories, and definitely, as far as I'm concerned, one of his best, one of the best times he's ever been Doctor Who. The comedy that's in it is just brilliant. But not only the comedy, but the whole sort of like the way he plays the Doctor and the whole story as well. It's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, so that's issue 67, and somewhere around here, I actually have the figure. There you go. If I can get the glare off. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with the quality of the figure. There really isn't. It's just that this is so like 16 quid that I could possibly, because you get 2 a fortnight. So you get 1 a fortnight, so that's 2 a month. So that's 16 quid a month that I could quite easily be spending on something else. Not necessarily comic book related either. And here we go, issue 68, which is Colony South. There you go. And that's from the Magician's Apprentice and what was the other one? This is from the Magician's Apprentice, and anyway, this is the Peter Capaldi story from the 2nd series. So there you go. And there's the figurine that goes with it, which again is pretty good, quite good quality. There we go. Right, something I probably would never cancel, no matter what, and that is the Doctor Who figurine, Doctor Who magazine. Sorry, that's it. Yes, the Doctor Who magazine. Now this, I'm a little bit behind the times. I know that the newest issue of Doctor Who magazine came out this Thursday, just gone. Unfortunately, I went to the village shop in the little village that I used to go to a little bit too early this week. I went on there Wednesday instead of Thursday. I got my days mixed up. So I've still got Doctor Who magazine, but it's not the newest one. This is issue 497. There you go. And this one, I can't believe it. It's actually, is it the 20th anniversary? Yeah. The 20th anniversary of the Doctor Who movie. The Paul McGann Doctor Who movie that everybody loves and nobody ever takes the mickey out of in the Doctor Who fandom. No, never at all, never. But you see, if we didn't have this movie, this TV movie that was made, for all its faults and everything else that was wrong with it, if we didn't have this, then we wouldn't have had so many Big Finish audio plays with absolutely fantastic Big Finish audio plays with Paul McGann in them as the Eighth Doctor, and you wouldn't have had that absolutely brilliant, even though it only went on for 7 minutes, The Night of the Doctor with Paul McGann in it. That was awesome for the 50th anniversary celebrations and that. So yeah, so you know, for all its faults and foibles, you know, you've got to have something nice to say about the TV movie, even if it's only that. But yeah, brilliant magazine, well worth the £5 you pay for it, I think. And finally, we have got it is the Galaxy's greatest comic. Let's not beat around the bush. This is literally the Galaxy's greatest comic, and Doctor Who magazine coming very close. I think it's got about another 3. What was it? It'd be on 498 now, which is the one I've got to get. 499. So 2 more months, and it's going to be issue 500 of Doctor Who magazine. With 2000 AD, you've got 26 more weeks. And I know 26 more weeks, which is going to be close to the end of the year, you're going to get issue 2000 of 2000 AD. But for the time being, we're on issue 1970. There you go. 1971. A pretty awesome cover, actually. That's pretty cool. It looks more, I don't know if it's just because of the way the light is on it, but it looks more lilac-y on here than it does actually in your hands. I think it's just the way I've got the light in on here. But still, nice, really cool cover. 1972. Good. 1973. And I think, personally, I think the best number so far in all of 2000 AD's 39 years of being around, best number of all I've ever seen on a comic book cover, 1974. Really is the best number I think I've ever seen on a comic book cover. Can't think why, but yeah. So there you go. So that's all that. Comments? Let's have a look at the comments. Let's have a look. Sorry, I need another drink. Generic water. Oh, that's good. Let's have a look. William Thorg. Wait, what Doctor Who figurine collection? You've not? Oh, right, okay. Sorry. Really bad for me. Yes, Doctor Who figurine collection. Fortnightly from Eagle Moss. It's been going for about 68 fortnights. So that's what, 136 weeks it's been running so far. So yeah, quite a few years. But I think you could probably still pick up the first few. I'm sure you can still get these things on order from Eagle Moss. You probably have to get them, you know, through the post and that. Whether you're anywhere else in the world, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, they're very good. The figurines themselves are very well made. The magazines, very informative. But that's like £7.99 now. They used to be £6.99, which weren't too bad, but £7.99. But still, very good. Yeah. Kamikaze Guy. City of Death is an awesome story and the highlight of Douglas Adams Hughes. Douglas Adams Hughes. Douglas Adams Hughes. I still didn't say that right, did I? Hang on a second. Kamikaze Guy said, City of Death is an awesome story and the highlight of Douglas Adams Who. Yes, brilliant. It is definitely one of the best Douglas Adams scripts that I think I've ever seen on Doctor Who. Really is. Like I said, if you haven't seen it, definitely worth picking up. I've go to BBC or BBC America or Hulu or wherever you can find it, or buy the DVD. Definitely worth picking up. JC Seiji, wow, missed 2000 AD, especially ABC Warriors. Well, do you know what the funny thing is? It's funny you should say that. Again, bad form, me going off like that on the screen. We actually have the ABC Warriors now in 2000 AD. Now, I don't know if they've gone back to the... Yeah, there you go. There you go, ABC Warriors. And what's even better is it's Return to Roadbusters. If you remember reading, what was it, Star-Lord, years and years ago, in the 1970s, 1970, 1978, 1979 sort of time, it only went on for about 22 issues. And they had Roadbusters in it, which was where Hammerstein and Rojaw came from. And then they went into 2000 AD when Star-Lord was amalgamated in with 2000 AD. And then they went into the ABC Warriors in 2000 AD. So that's, yeah, brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Spitfire Dubstep 13, would love to know the sales figures of 2000 AD progs. Loving the new stories and the newest issue. Yeah, I really don't know. I think they are, I think that the sales figures for 2000 AD is a lot better than they were in the early 2000s, the late 1990s, early 2000s. I've seen, I don't know if you've watched it, the 2000 AD documentary Future Shock. They spoke on there about the dark times of 2000 AD, which was round about issue 1000 to 1200, 1300, which strangely enough was when I stopped buying 2000 AD. Oh, itchy nose. And then I started up again after about issue 1350, I think it was. But yeah, there was a very dark period in 2000 AD's history. I think it was before Rebel bought them out, where the people who were running 2000 AD, not the editors and creative teams, anything like that, but the people who owned 2000 AD, how can I put this politely? From what I gathered off the documentary, if you haven't seen it, the people who owned 2000 AD back then were a bit dickish, to say the least, not only to the creators and the writers and artists and that, but also to the actual comic book itself. So, but yeah, but if you can find it, again, I think it was on Channel 4 in the UK a couple of days ago, I think it was. So it might be on More 4 on the internet. But if you're not in the UK or anywhere where you can get Channel 4 or 4OD on the internet, then have a look and see if you can pick up the DVD from Amazon. It's I don't actually have it here. Well, I do actually have it. Hang on a second. Excuse me a minute. There we go. There you go. Future Shock. The story of 2000 AD, definitely worth picking up. Absolutely brilliant documentary. It certainly opens your eyes on how a comic book is actually produced and how much hardship goes into actually making a comic book, especially in the UK. Right. So JCCG, thanks for the history, Mark. That's all right, no worries, anytime. If I know it, I will say it, and if I don't know it, I can always Google it and then say it. Right, should we go back to the comic, shall we? Let's just get the screen on so I can see what I'm doing to a certain extent. Hello again. How are you? You're right. Oh, good. Glad to hear it. Today we're going to go on to some back issues, and I've just shown you the first one. So I don't know if anybody remembers. I can't remember if I actually showed this one beforehand, but does anybody remember the animal covers that Marvel did? Ooh, probably about 2-3 years ago, I think it was. Was it around about that time? Sounds about right. Well, I got a few of them, and I actually I've got some to show, some other ones to show you as well in a bit. But I saw this one, and I can't remember if I got it or not. I remember going all the way to Bristol, all that long time ago, and I saw this on the shelf, and I couldn't remember if I picked this issue up or not. But I saw it on eBay really, really cheap. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to get it, even if I've already got it. You know, it's really, really cheap. So it's the Wolverine issue 1. It's the Marvel. Is it the Marvel all new Marvel now #1 of Wolverine? It's Wolverine as, this is as close as I could get to a ferret. I think it's supposed to be an otter, or maybe a beaver. I don't think it's a beaver. I think it might be supposed to be an otter. But yeah, so there you go. Underwater otter dressed as Wolverine. I think it's an otter. I don't think it's supposed to be an actual Wolverine, so I didn't think they could swim, but I could be wrong. So yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. So I picked up that. Now, what have we got here? What have we got here? Right, yes. Now, in town here, there used to be, if you look at my old videos, you'll see me mention a shop called Hobo, which used to sell all sort of like freaky deaky, fancy schmancy clothing and such. And they also had a comic section in there, which was all fairly new comics, but there was also some old ones as well. Well, they closed down, and I finally found the person in town who bought up all their old stock and bought up all their old comics. Unfortunately, I think I found them a bit too late, and I think the comic collectors around town have actually got in there before me. But I managed to pick up a few comics, some quite interesting ones, I think. Anyway, let's have a look. We've got the Alan Moore Fashion Beast #2 from Avatar. There you go. I remember reading a couple of these, not necessarily in any order, so that's pretty good. The Outsiders #15. Another one there to add to my Outsiders Baxter paper collection. There we go. If you're wondering when I say Baxter paper, it's actually the quality of the paper. In what was it, 1980? I think about 1986, 1987. DC brought out a whole line of comic books that were on a higher quality paper than the newsprint paper that all their other comics were on, and it was called Baxter paper. So you had things like The Outsiders, I think it was Teen Titans, and there was what was it, Legion of Superheroes. What else was there? There was a whole load of comics. I can't remember off the top of my head. That's the main ones I remember being on Baxter paper. I think there was a Batman one. I think Batman Shadow of the Bat was on Baxter paper as well. That was more 89, 90s. But yeah, so that's what I mean. It's a better quality paper than the actual. I don't know if you can see it there. I probably can't. It's just slightly better than the newsprint that they used to have on there. But yeah, so this is the Outsiders #15. This is what spun out of Batman and the Outsiders. And then one to go into my Army of Darkness Evil Dead collection, which is Danger Girls and the Army of Darkness #6 from Dynamite and IDW. There you go. Pretty nice cover as well. For some reason, must be the guns. Must be the guns. Yeah. Mark Miller's and Dave Gibbons' Secret Service #4. There we go. I basically picked this one up just to make the numbers, really, because they were doing 125 each or 5 for £5, and I had 9, so I found this one. I was like, yeah, I'll get that one. I know it's a big crease. You can probably see it there. There's a big crease there, but for £1, I can live with that. Yeah, there's that. To go into my Ultraverse and Malibu Comics collection, we have got Prime. We've still got a sticker on it. Hang on a second. I don't know what number it is. And I still don't know what number it is because the thing come off. Prime #8. You'll see what I mean when I show this. Prime #8. Look. There we go. And that's you can see Prime on the floor there, and that's also Prime, and that's the character Mantra. I think it's Mantra. Yeah, I'm slowly getting my Malibu comics all together on that. I like these sort of like. This is back in the time when I was only reading DC comics, so things like Malibu, Cross Gen, a lot of Marvel, and other bits and pieces I wasn't really sort of getting. So I'm, you know, I think I picked up a few Valiant comics in the 90s, and that was about it. So I'm making amends for all that. So there you go. There's that one. You don't see many of these around, actually. I can think why. This is Cops. Do you remember the animated the cartoon for this? Yeah, from DC Comics, issue 3 of Cops. I vaguely remember seeing this when I was younger in the 1980s. Yeah, it would have been like late 1980s, 88, 89 sort of time. So there you go. So I was like, yeah, go for it. Why not? For £1. Might as well. I'm pretty happy about this one, actually. From Kitchen Sink Comics, we have got J.O. Barr's The Crow #1. Now, don't get too excited, because this is Dead Time #1. I think this is another mini-series. I don't think this is actually The Crow #1. If it was, I probably would have been hyperventilating if I thought that, seeing that in the shop. And I think somebody would have picked that up around here. I don't think the other closet comic book fans in this town are sort of that stupid that they would leave The Crow #1 just sat there. So I think this is actually a mini series or a one shot from Kitchen Sink. But yeah, definitely worth that. From Marvel Comics, we've got the last issue of Prince Namor, the Submariner, issue 4. There you go. That's a pretty cool cover as well, actually. Too bad. And we've also got from Avatar Press. There was just something about this cover. I can't think what it was, but there was just something about this cover I really like. It's War Goddess #8. A couple of things sprang to mind, but I thought, why not? You know. So, and it's a wraparound cover as well, which is even better. So there you go. That's nice. And finally, from that shop, we have got another Malibu comic, and it is Protectors #13. And do you remember Pogs and Skycaps? Do you remember them? This has actually got a Malibu. I don't think you can see it. Yeah, you can see it there. A Skycap, Skybox Skycap in it. So yeah, so there's that. And this is what is this? This must be like a crossover for the Malibu comics. You've got a checklist there of all the comics, which I think is pretty good idea, actually, sticking it on the actual bag so you know what to get. So yeah, pretty cool. Right, let's have a look at the comments again. See if you guys have been staying busy. No comments yet. Like I always say on these videos, if you want to comment on anything that you see on this video as it's coming out live, then feel free to do so on that side. Yeah, I got it right this time. On that side. If you're watching this video and it's up already on YouTube, comment section down below. That's where to comment. I always do my best to try and comment back to you guys when you comment when this video goes up as a pre-recorded thing. So yeah, so at the moment, no more comments, but that's fine. I've got plenty more comics to show you guys. Let's have a look. Oh, still no viewers. It's warm in here. Seriously, it's warm in here. I thought getting rid of some of the boxes. I know I've still got a fair few magazines and books and that. I thought getting rid of all the boxes, well, most of the boxes, make it a bit cooler in here, but no, blimmin' not. Right, what next? What next? Should we do quickly do the comics that I picked up from Oxfam? Now, I know that they had, over the last few months, I've been going into Oxfam, and they've had absolutely tons of Arak Son of Thunder comics. And I've only just recently managed to get a chance to go through some of the boxes. I was going to try and get all my New Mutants together, but they're all over the place. I ain't got a clue where they are. Well, there should be 1 to 75 somewhere. Not quite sure where. So I ended up getting all my, nearly all my Firestorms and Nuclear Mans together. Sort of done pretty good with that. Still a few of those missing that I know I've still got. But I ended up finding a big chunk of my Arax and the Thunder comics, and I quickly had a look to see which ones I had and which ones I needed, made a list, and finally went into Oxfam in Southampton this week and picked up Arax and the Thunder. Now I met this guy in Forbidden Planet, absolutely awesome guy. We spoke for ages about comics. It's really weird because I bumped into him in Forbidden Planet. I recommended the new Doctor Strange to him, and he sort of like picked it up because it was like 99p on the shelf, so he picked that up. And then I bumped into him at Oxfam, and then just as we were going to the loft ladder, I bumped into him again. And I'm sorry, but I don't think I actually ever asked you your name, which is a bit rude of me. I apologise. I don't think you'll be seeing this video, but if you are seeing this video, please make yourself known. Just say hi, you know, and also join the YCC on Facebook and that. You've got all the information in that. Yeah, he was a really awesome guy. Got chatting with him. So I just want to say hi to the mysterious guy that we all got talking to in Forbidden Planet, in Oxfam, and in the Marlin Centre. Sorry, going on a bit of a tangent then. Arak, Son of Thunder. Yes, right, here we go. These are actually in no particular order. I thought I actually had them in some kind of order, but none of the piles of comics that I've got are in any particular order at the moment. So we'll just go through them now. And I've got Arak, number 27. Yep. Number 41. Ugh. Soon I might be able to start reading them all. Number 39. These only went on for 50 issues. Yeah, it was 50 issues in the main ongoing series, and then it was I think it was one or two annuals. I'll have to double check that, but 22. And it was a weird one. It was a bit like if you've ever read Turok, Son of Stone, or Turok, Dinosaur Hunter. It was a little bit like that. It was a Native American who was in this sort of like weird fantasy, sort of like sword and sorcery sort of like world, where he met up with Vikings and female knights and all this sort of stuff, and it was really weird. But from what I remember, really good. So, oh sorry, that was issue 31. And you're probably noticing, yeah, the gift aid and the price stickers on them. Luckily enough, now Oxfam have realised that these need to be able to come off without destroying the comic. But these ones here can leave a bit of a residue, so I'll have to give it a bit of a rub over with some talcum powder and that to get the stickiness off of it. Number 26, and that is a little tip there. If you've got a sticker on there and you can get the sticker off without damaging the cover, but it leaves a residue, a little bit of talcum powder, and you have to be really, really careful and go away from the spine, yeah, and you just rub it. And if you got really, really careful, if you don't think you're going to be able to do it, just leave the sticker on there. That's 26. But yeah, I found if you want to get the sticker residue off, talcum powder works quite well. But again, you have to be really careful. 19. Okay. 14. Oh, look at that. I'll show you in a second. Hang on. See, you don't get covers like this now. Look at that. How awesome is that cover? I was just reading the cover. How brilliant is that? If you can't read that, I shall read it for you in a minute. It says, that woven figure is myself trapped for all time in a tapestry of doom. And then at the bottom it says, and we, savage, are the weavers of fate. You don't get covers like that nowadays. It's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, yeah, sorry, just reminiscing. Arak 13. Yeah, it was a weird thing. It was almost like a cross between Conan the Barbarian and Dungeons and Dragons, and Pocahontas, I suppose you could say. Yeah. Number 12. Awesome death cover there. Number 37. And finally for the Araks, we've got number 21. So there you go. And I think if I figure that out right, I've only got about 14, 15 issues now to complete this whole ongoing run of that. So I think it's pretty good. Now, also from Oxfam, if you know me, you know I like my weird 1980s, 1990s like independent comics. And I saw this here. It is pretty beat up. It only cost me 49p. But I saw this cover and I was like, that is a cool cover. Now, if you don't know where the original cover comes from, it's from, I want to say Detective Comics. No. It's from Batman 400. Batman issue 400. I'm sure it is. If I'm wrong and you know that what actual issue it is, please say so. I know it's a Batman anniversary cover. I'm sure it's Batman 400. But here we go. We have happy birthday, 100 years old, Nat Rat. I don't think it is 100 years old, but there you go. You can, yeah, exactly. Any Batman fan out there, any DC fan out there, you can see where I'm coming from with this cover. I'm sure it was, I don't think it was, but no, it wasn't Batman 300. I'm sure it was Batman issue 400. You can see, yeah, you can see it, yeah. Like I said, it's completely beat up. Absolutely beat up. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I flicked through it and it just looks completely weird. There's even a famous first edition of Nat Rat. There you go. Which is a Mickey take of obviously the famous first editions that DC used to do, the oversized treasury books that they used to do. Look at that. Fake advert. Record your own dreams. You are not your body. Awesome. I just love this weird stuff. You know, you got the Cherubs by Rose O'Nosey. And then you've got the origin of Nat Rat by Boo Rock or Boo Kern. So Bob Kane, obviously. Nat Rat and the Tadpole. Yeah, that's right. One of the ferrets just jumped up. Absolutely, I'm gonna love reading that, and I've got to Google that. I've got to Google that to see if I can find out any more about that. But yeah, had to be done. Had to be done for me. There we go. Shall we look at the comments again? We've got another viewer. That's pretty good. Kamikaze guy, in a totally unrelated topic, what do you know about the Whitman Press DC reprints? I know a little bit. I know that they were, I think I know more about the Dell Whitman reprints than the DC ones. They were, I know that the Dell ones were Dell was bought out by Whitman, and they ended up printing all their old comics through Whitman Press, and they used to bundle them up into packs and send them off, because that was around about the time when Dell Comics and Gold Key were right down in the sales system and that. I know you can get Whitman Press DC. I don't think they're reprints. I think they actually were printed on exactly the same print run as DC Comics were. This is just me going from my memory of what I've read about it on the internet. I'm sure they were the same printing as the DC comics that were normally out, but instead of having the DC bullet, they had Whitman Press written on the things from that. I'm afraid that's one of those things I would actually have to look up and read more about. I know a little bit about it, but not a lot, awful lot. That's probably about as much as I know. I know that some of the Whitman Press comics can actually go for absolutely crazy money because they weren't that many prints of them. So yeah, sorry about that. Not much information. Like I said, I know that the Dale Whitman comics were all used to be all bagged up in packs of like 2 or 3 comics and that, and then they used to get sent off into and sold as like double packs or quadruple packs and that. So yeah, sorry about that, Kamikaze guy. Not much help there, but a little bit. JC Seiji, so true, Mark. Batman 400 for sure. Oh, thank you, thank you very much. Yeah, I was sure that's Batman 400. So yes, thank you very much for that. William Thorg, what comic book #1 is your favourite cover? Oh, that's a toughie. That is. There's so many of them. So many. Trying to think. I think it changes as well as the comics go on. As I'm getting comics, I will get a cover. I'll go, wow, that is a really cool cover. And that will be my favourite cover for that time until the next new cover comes along. I suppose the cover for Spider-Man #1 by Todd McFarlane, that's pretty iconic, at least. The same as Marvel Superhero Secret Wars #8 with the black costume, Spider-Man in the black costume. That's a pretty cool cover. Oh, that's a toughie. Preacher #1 is pretty nifty, where you've just got Jesse Custer's head sort of like in the sky, and you've got like this like the prairie with this little the prairie in America. I can't remember what it's called. The outback. No, the deserts and that in America, and you've got this little sort of like church at the bottom of it and everything, and it's very. Once you read the actual comic, you get the idea of where that comes from, as sort of like Jesse Custer's head or face in the sky, and that denouncing him having the power of the word of God sort of thing, and putting him above everybody else and the church and below him and that. But you don't really realize that until you actually read the whole series, and then you realize that the first issue of Preacher #1 is more pathetic than you realize when you first read it. Yeah, there's so many covers that I could turn around and say were my favorite, especially #1s. I have to think about that. I might have to do a video on that at some point. I might have to do a pre-recorded video on favorite #1 cover. Yeah, I have to think about that. Thanks a lot for that. You made me think. That's not fair. Just to say, William Thorg also said, "Oh, both are great covers." Yeah, I think they are pretty iconic, at least. Spitfire Dubstep 13. So, what do you think of the DC Rebirth teams and new books? Looking forward to Wonder Woman, Batman, All-Star Batman, Aquaman, maybe Flash because of Nailbiter, and Suicide Squad. Yeah, I'm hoping that Flash is finally done right, and I mean, Nailbiter is a brilliant comic, absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love reading Nailbiter. It's so great. So I'm hoping that they will do a good job on the Flash, better than the last 2 creative teams that they unfortunately had on the Flash have done. I'm trying to think. So I've not really had a look, to tell you the truth. I've looked at the creative teams. I saw that live video that DC did with Dan Didier, Jim Lee, and Jeff Jones and that, where they introduced all the writers and creators and everything and the new sort of status quo of what's going on. Yeah, again, I think I'll have to go back and have a look and see what actually is coming out for me to see what I'm actually looking forward to. trying to think off the top of my head. I'm looking forward to Action Comics. That looks like it could be quite interesting. Oh, was that's is it Dan Abnett on Action Comics, or is he on Aquaman? I can't remember. See, I like I said, I remember seeing the video. I've seen recently the upload of all the creative teams and that and what comics they're on, but my mind in names is terrible. So, but I will definitely be looking into the rebirth in that, and hopefully we'll start getting some decent DC comics again. Spitfire Dubstep 13. Feel sorry for King on Batman with Scott Snyder and Jock on All Star Batman. Yeah, but isn't Snyder? Isn't Scott Snyder and King doing the Batman Rebirth comic, and then that splits off into Batman with King and All Star Batman with Scott Snyder? Sure, that's how they're working it. William Thorpe, you may have told us this already, but how are comic covers different from UK covers to US covers? Probably a stupid question. Oh well. Not really a stupid question. If you don't know, you don't know. Simple as that. The UK covers, well, comic books now, there's no difference at all between UK covers and US covers, because they all come from America now, and they're all distributed all over the world in exactly the same way. You'll get a comic. Let me see one I found. You get a comic like that from Marvel, and that would be the comic cover you get, unless it's a variant cover that's been made, obviously. Yeah. Before 1982, it was a different matter. There was two different kinds of covers. You had the Canadian, and well, actually no, I think there was three different kinds, because I'm sure Canada had their own cover as well, but I won't go into that at the moment, because I'd have to double check that. But you had the American covers, which had the cent price on it, and then you had the British covers, which had the pence cover, pence price on it, pence sterling or pre-decimalisation, that sort of money. But the actual covers and the comics inside them were exactly the same. The only difference was, on the American one, you had a cent price. On the British one, you had a pence price. That was the only difference. If you're talking about the British weekly reprints, there's a Facebook group called Marvel UK. I'll double check that, and I'll put it in a I'll put it up on the YCC. If you're not a member of the YouTube comic book community, your comic book community, sorry, yeah, go onto Facebook, join your comic book community on Facebook, and I'll put the link up on there, because it's going to be easier than doing it here. If you're talking about UK reprints to American reprints, sorry, American covers, the difference was that you had obviously the British magazines were actually magazines. They were a lot bigger than the American comics, so they had a lot of stuff that they had spare space on. So they would put the title of the comic on there, then they'd have a copy of the American cover, and then you'd have also like flashy like symbols on there, like new today or new this issue, and all that sort of stuff. It's a bit difficult to explain it without actually having the comics here. So again, it might have to be a video that I do recorded to show the difference between the comics that you had in America and you got in the UK in the like 60s, 70s, and 80s. Probably didn't do a very good job of explaining it here, because I haven't got anything to show you with. But yeah, I'll see if I can do a video and I'll explain. Now I'm starting to get back into the swing of things and doing videos and getting things sorted out here. I'll see if I can do a video for you, and hopefully it will explain it a bit better. Let's have a look. Right, should we go back onto comics? Yeah. Oh, every time I go onto this camera, I always have a drink. Glad it's water. Oh, that's so good. Let's have a look. Let's go onto this little pile here. I'm going to whiz through this pile because there are quite a few comics here. And that one shouldn't actually be on it because I've already shown that one, I think. So I've got some great friends. I've got some absolutely fantastic friends in the real world. Obviously, you guys watching this, you're all amazing as well. But I don't know all of you from the real world, unfortunately. And you never know. Hopefully one day we might all meet up. You never know. Some of you I have actually met, and some of you I actually have had, contact with outside of these videos. But this little bundle here of comics, I actually got from Adam, My Butter One, and Mr. Wolf. And they're only the free comic book day comics that they didn't want anymore. But it's great because it means I think now I have a complete set of free comic book day comics in amongst this lot with everything else that I got. And it also reminds me, at the end of the video, I need to tell you guys some brilliant news about Free Comic Book Day and what I'll be doing on Free Comic Book Day in Southampton at Forbidden Planet on the 7th of May. Is it the 7th of May? Yes, 7th of May, isn't it? Yeah. So remind me at the end of this video, I've got to tell you guys. So you're going to have to stay on to the end of the video to find out what I'm going on about. Right, so they're in no particular order. I can't remember who gave me what and when, but these are basically the comics that Adam, My Butter One, and Mr. Wolf gave me. Okay, so some of them are actual Free Comic Book Day comics, and some of them are Halloween Comic Fest, but you'll be able to find out what they are. So here we go. By looking at the covers, there you go. Gargoyles, Skylander. If you want to have a decent look at the covers, just pause it. If you want to, if you're watching this and the video's already up, you okay? Watch. No idea. Grimm's Island. Okay. These are all the Halloween ones. Bitten. Haha. Batman, the animated series, #1, the Halloween one. I know that one. Savage Dragon from Free Comic Book Day. I don't know if I don't think that was the 2015 one. I think that's 2014. But there you go. Let's stick that on there because that's just a bag and borders. Aspen presents The Adventures of Psycho Bonkers, #1. There you go. That's that. Body Troll. Free Comic Book Day comic. It's free. Shut up. Rabid. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like I said, with some of these, I think it actually does mean what's it? Kitaro, the birth of Kitaro. Some of these actually mean I do have a complete set of Free Comic Book Day comics from 2015, which is brilliant. Street Fighter, Sonic the Hedgehog, Worlds Unite, Bongo Comics 2014, Bongo Comics 2013, Hero Cats of Stellar City. And on the back, you've got the LBX mini comic. Yeah. And you've got Boom Studios Halloween Fright Fest. And then Mermin. Giant Size Thrills. Darshan. Kaboom, Summer Blast. Warhammer Online, Prelude to War. I think some of these I might actually already have, but I wasn't quite sure, so I was like, yeah, okay, I'll have them. Transformers versus G.I. Joe. The Titans comics, Assassin's Creed, and all the other stuff that Titan comics do. It's coming out that year. Again, Titans comics, the Doctor Who preview comic. What we got here? Bob's Burgers. Gronk. Strange enough, I've been after for ages. I don't know why, but it just looked cool, so why not? Yeah. SpongeBob SquarePants, and if you can hear all that banging and crashing in the background, it's Ghost. Ghost, I'm shaming you live on air. I am. Yes, yes, they can hear you. I suggest you go to bed. Don't laugh. Go to bed. It's not funny. Go on, bed. Shakra the Invisible. Sorry about that. He's doing it on purpose now. We ignore him. He'll go away and go to sleep, hopefully. I think these ones are from Mr. Wolf. All the rest of all those ones, I think, were from Adam. These ones, I think, are from Mr. Wolf. There's the A Giant-Sized Adventure, the first daughter, and then you've got Magica on the back there, flip book there. Oop. You've got Transformers, Robots in Disguise. The Hellboy sampler. Comic Book Market, Overstreet Comic Books Market magazine. The Batman Legends of the Dark Knight Long Halloween special edition. And Max Brooks, The Extinction Parade, another Halloween one. And then finally, not a free comic book day comic, but it's a free comic. Starship Troopers number 10. There you go. So there you go, that's all that lot. Let me just tidy that away for a second. Right, shall I look at the comments again? William Thorpe, damn, I don't have that number 1 with the penguin on it. Damn. Oh, the Batman animated series. That's an old comic, and DC usually reprint that every year when it's like the Halloween free issue ones or the free comic day ones. So yeah, you probably better pick it up on eBay for fairly cheap, because that was the Halloween festival free comics that they do now at the end at Halloween time. So yeah, should be able to get it all right. Spitfire Dubs 13. I wouldn't have dared putting that many books on the top shelf as you have. Oh, what, the blacks up there? All those. Do you know what? I have got, I probably should be telling you this, but I will anyway. I have got screws in the wall that are about that big. Okay, they're literally about that big and about that thick, and that's not going anywhere. No, if they demolish this place, if they ever demolish this block of flats, that shelf will still be standing. I'll tell you. So yeah, so it's gone nowhere. Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you everybody for commenting so far. Again, anybody who's watching this, if you're watching this live, comment section over on the right hand, over on that side. If you're watching this and the video's up already, comment section down below. I always try to comment back to people who comment when the video's up, and if you comment whilst this is going live, I will read out your comment and answer you back straight live on air. So yeah, so keep on commenting. There we go, and we're back. What next? Oh, excuse me a minute. I'm just going down here. Wait a second. Right, I'll show you the comics that I've actually bought off Adam. My Butter One. He's got his own. He's got his own like selling page on Facebook. Nothing big, nothing major. He doesn't make much money on it. He's a poor lad, but he does have some pretty good comics on there. Again, if you go to your comic book community, I'm sure he'll put up a link somewhere for his selling page on Facebook as well. But he sold me some comics recently. He did sell me some Doctor Who magazines that he had, and I shall show you those in another video, a recorded video later on, because they're actually in amongst all the other Doctor Who magazines that I've got to sort out a bit. But these are some of the ones that I've actually bought off him recently, today, in fact. So first up, you've got 68 Rule of War, issue 1, cover A. That's a zombie comic. That's pretty cool. I can see that one. So, there you go. Pretty cool. And you've got Curse number 3 of 4. No idea, but pretty cool cover. And if it reads okay, I might get the other ones. You've got the Loot Crate cover for Orphan Black number 1. I've heard some pretty good things about the TV series, but I've never seen it. Is it any good? Anybody out there watch Orphan Black? But yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool cover. So I thought, yeah, why not? Let's have a read of it as well, see what the comic's like. We've got from Valiant Comics, Archer and Armstrong number 17. So there's another comic for my classic Valiant universe comics to go into there. Rogue Trooper number 3 from IDW. There we go. Another Valiant comic with Shadow Man number 24. And then we have got Fantastic Four 321. Got this purely for the She-Hulk. You got to get things like for She-Hulk. And then 331. There you go. And then some Alpha Flights. Now, I think I've got a complete set of Alpha Flights from issue 1, I think, to issue 50. I'll have to have a look in my boxes and that to double check that. But I know I've got a complete set of Alpha Flights. Might even be from 1 to 40. I'm not too sure. But I haven't got these ones. I don't think it is actually issue 50 because I've got issue 50 there now. So let me just quickly get these into some semblance of numerical order. There we go. So I picked these up just in case I felt like getting a complete set of Alpha Flights, the original series. So we've got, like I said, issue 50. Issue 52. Issue 93. Issue 114. And issue 123. Issue 123. So there you go. So that's all comics that I bought off of My Butter One, Adam. That's pretty cool. I've got to try and find something to stick in there. Right. Another look at the comment section. No comments yet. That's right. I was a bit quick. But again, if you want to comment, feel free to do so. Comment section on there or down below if it's already up, this video. So I think I'm going to show you the comics that I picked up from the guys at Southampton Comics at Loft Ladder now, once I've had a bit of this. Oh, so hot in here. So hot. Absolutely crazy. Here we go. Right, so today at Southampton Comics at the Loft Ladder, we were graced by the presence of Gavin, Gavster, and Pip. So here we have comics that I picked up from the guys, and Gavin, salt of the earth, absolutely awesome guy. Pip's absolutely awesome guy as well. But Gavin actually gave me some freebies. Not only did he put some comics by for us that he knew I was probably after, he also gave me these freebies as well, which is the Strike Force Morituri Electric Undertow, issues 1, 2, and 4. If I get them out of the bag, I can show you guys. So there we have issue 1. There we go. Issue 2. All right. And issue 4. There you go. So thank you so much for that, Gavin. Really appreciate that. Absolutely awesome, man. You're such a star. You really are. Literally, just self-propelling body of gas in a vacuum. So yeah, so that's what Gavin gave me just as a gift. He's like, you know, I know you're after Strike Force Mortuary stuff, so here you go. You can have these if you want them. So I thought was rather nice of him. Right, these ones here I bought from Pip from his 50p box, and they're in no particular order at the moment, unfortunately. Yeah, I can actually get them in some kind of order. There we go. Now you saw I had the Arax and the Thunder comics just down there. I saw these in Pip's 50p box. And I was like, oh, do you know what? I'm going to pick them up because I vaguely remember reading some of these when I was younger as well, and they're sort of on the same vein, sort of same line as the Arax ones, and also do you remember Warlord? Yeah, was it Warlord? It was Warlord, wasn't it? Yeah, the one with the white goatee beard. Not, yeah. He looked. If you put him and Green Arrow in the same room together, but without Green Arrow, without his hood, and without Warlord, without his helmet, they both would look exactly the same. They almost look like twins, except that Green Arrow's got a blonde beard and Warlord's got a white beard. Yeah. Well, they saw like in the same. It was like in the DC's 1980s, 1970s, 1980s fantasy magic sword and sorcery sort of like style of comics, and it's Arion, Lord of Atlantis. I can't remember how many of these actually went on for, but it's a fair decent chunk of the first few issues. We've got issue 1, and issue 2. Pretty cheery. I'm sure somebody was going to go on there and say, it's the Illuminati, it's the OCNA. No, stop it. Issue 3. All right. Issue 5. Oops. Issue 6. Now with Arion, Lord of Atlantis, he was a sorcerer on the island of Atlantis before it sank into the sea. Now later on in continuity, they actually made Arion Power Girl's grandfather or great grandfather, something like that. And what they did was they when they were trying to explain Power Girl and how she got her powers and how she became to be on the Earth, she's probably had quite a convoluted sort of like origin story, but originally she came from Krypton, and she was Earth 2's Superman's cousin, Kara. Yeah. Then when the Crisis on Infinite Earths happened and everything got rebooted and retconned and everything, she became Atlantean. She was put in suspended animation when Atlantis went under the sea. I'm doing this all from memory. She was put in a suspended animation, and then when she woke up in modern times, and then she had all her powers were supposedly based on magic more than anything else. So her strength was based on magic, her ability to fly, and all this stuff. She lost her abilities to be able to see through walls or anything else she had pre Crisis on Infinite Earth. But then after I want to say Infinite Crisis, they said no, she actually does come from Krypton, but she comes from Earth 2 Krypton. And when the Crisis on Infinite Earths happened, her Krypton obviously disappeared, and everybody. It's all very convoluted and very confusing. But yeah, so it's Arion used to be Kara Star's or Power Girl's great grandfather, Atlantean grandfather, but he wasn't, because it was a memory that was implanted into her head by the time trapper. And yeah, you really need to read JSA Classified numbers 1 to 4, I think it is, to get the whole story of that. Sorry. Number 7, completely gone on a tangent then. Number 10. But before all that happened, you had Arion, Lord of Atlantis. Number 18. And finally for this one, number 19. So there's a fairly big chunk of Arion there. And then just to make it up to 10, I picked up Dark Hawk number 8, because I thought it was a pretty funky cover. No idea what's going on, but I thought it was pretty funky for a 1990s Marvel cover. So there you go. So that's what I got from Pip. Okay, this is what I got from Gavin, what I paid for. Now, let me have a look. This is what he put by for me. Such an awesome guy. This is what he put by for me. Dr. Fate 11 to 15. He knew that I picked up, he knew that I bought Dr. Fate 10 from him about a month ago. And I really enjoyed that. That's the, is it the Alan Grant? The James and Matisse. The James and Matisse Dr. Fate. So he messaged me, he goes, oh, I've got issues 11 to 15 if you want them as well. I was like, yeah. So and I was like Muttley from what was it? Dastardly and Muttley in the Amazing Flying Machines. You know, what everyone used to call Catch the Pigeon, which wasn't actually called Catch the Pigeon. It was called Dick Dastardly and Muttley in the Amazing Flying Machines or something like that. But yeah, I was like, yeah. Oh boy. All that. So yeah. So issue 11 of Dr. Fate. Issue 12. That's quite a nice cover, actually. Number 13. So I'm starting to get on my way to getting a complete set of Dr. Fate. I think this went on for 40 issues. And I've got a few of the later issues from like 20 onwards to 40, and just one or two, a couple of them sort of like floating around here somewhere. Oh, it's got the Nightbreed poster in it. Cool. Number 15. There you go, with the Justice League International. So that's going to be awesome to read. Oh, cool. Yes, and then I also picked up, staying on the DC sort of like, actually picked up the first 10 issues of the Alan Grant Demon series. Now this went on for, I think it was 58 issues, I think it was, but after issue 40, Grant Morrison took up the reins of writing in that, and it's just brilliant. And that's where you get things like Hitman from. If you read the Hitman comic, Grant Morrison Hitman comic, this is the series where it originally came from, but after issue 40. And I think I've near enough got a complete set of the Garth Ennis. Oh, sorry, I know there's somebody going, no, it's not Grant Morrison, it's Garth Ennis. Yes, the Garth Ennis run on Demon. I think I'm only missing one issue of that, but I've got all the other ones. So I thought I might as well see if I can get the other 39 of these, the Alan Grant ones. So you've got issue 1. Issue 2. And they're in the American rules, so I don't really have to tell you. I don't need to help you read up to 10. There you go. I think I'm in the American rules, isn't it? Oh, that is a pretty cool cover, actually. I like that. That is a pretty cool cover. With all the seraphim and angels and that. Very, yes, very classical. Jason Blood in the middle going. There you go. And of course, we all know the enchantment that brings gone, O form of man, arise the demon Detrigan. Oh, that's a pretty nice painted cover as well. There you go. We're getting to the end of the demons now. And then finally the last one for that set there. So I think, again, I think I've got a couple of these between 11 and 39 from the Alan Grant run, but let's say I've got about another 19. Yeah, I've got about another 19 of those to go to get a complete set. So that's pretty good. So then I saw this, and this goes perfectly with my Malibu Ultraverse collection that I'm looking to start up again, which I've got a few of, and it's the first 10 issues of the all new Exiles. Now, if I remember right, this was around about the time that Marvel acquired Malibu Comics as an imprint, and they had a big crossover between the Ultraverse and the Marvel Universe, and Juggernaut from the Marvel Universe got stuck in the Ultraverse, the Malibu Ultraverse, and this is where you've got, sure that's how it worked out, this is where you got the all new Exiles with the Juggernaut in it. Yes, sure, that's how it works. There you go. So you've got issue 1 of that, and again, I don't need to count for you. We've got 10 issues here. There we go. 1990s Marvel, 1990s comics at their over bloated, muscular, outlandish ways. Everyone had a body 10 times bigger than it should have been, and their head probably 5 times smaller than it should have been. There we go. And like I said, I don't really know that much about Malibu Comics, but I'm slowly getting a few of them as I get a chance to pick up some cheap copies. There we go. That's a pretty cool cover, actually. I don't know why. That reminds me of a Hellboy cover. I don't know why. Considering I don't really read Hellboy, I don't know why that reminds me of a Hellboy cover. But there you go. And then finally, the last issue for that run. Not necessarily the last issue for all new Exiles, but the last issue for the pack that I bought. Number 10. There we go. So then, yeah, so I was talking to Gavin and sorting these out. And he's like, oh, I've got a box down here with a load of other bundles if you're interested in having a look. I was like, yeah, go on in. And I was flicking through them and that. And there was a few interesting things in there, but nothing that I would have been able to pick up at that time. And then I come across this. Oh, let me just open this up and I'll show you. I came across it, near enough literally came across this. And I was like, that's mine. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. This is mine. The 3-issue miniseries from Marvel of Darkman. The original 3-issue miniseries from Marvel of Darkman. How cool is that? The Sam Raimi movie with Matey Boy from Taken. Help! Liam Neeson. Yes, thank you. Thank you for shouting that out. Yeah, Liam Neeson in it. Yeah. So you got issue 1. I can't wait to read these. I really can't. Issue 2. I love the Darkman movie. Only the first one though. The second 2. I've seen all of them, and definitely Darkman. The first Darkman movie is the best. Issue 3. There you go. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you. So thank you again so much, Gav and Pip. As ever, you know, all the other guys there as well, Mark and Martin as well. All awesome guys. If you're in Southampton and you ever get a chance to, top of the Marlins, the Loft Ladder, definitely worth visiting the guys. Definitely. Should we have a look at the comments? Give me a chance to have a drink of water. Spitfire. Excuse me. That's better. Spitfire Dubstep. Also, have you heard of Death Sentence? Highly recommend it. Basically, there is an STI that gives people superpowers, but only 6 months to live. Rips on Russell Brand as well, which has done really well. Yeah, I got the first series, and I picked up the first issues of the second series, which is called Death Sentence London, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so I got the first series. That was brilliant, especially the bit where the, shall we say, Russell Brand-esque character goes to Buckingham Palace and has relations with the Queen, shall we say? Is that the best way? He shags the Queen, basically. So I thought it was a brilliant piece of the story. I thought it was hilarious. So yeah, I have heard of Death Sentence. I've got a couple of the second series of Death Sentence, but I haven't got all of them yet. So I'm working on that. But yeah, very good series, as Spitfire Dubstep 13 said. Kamikaze Guy, Hitman appeared in the Demon Bloodlines annual. Correct, yes. Have read the full run of Hitman, and it is excellent. Quite a poignant ending. Did you read the 2-issue miniseries, Hitman JLA, that came out probably about a year or so after the end of the Hitman series? That was pretty good. Quite funny as well. He also appeared in 2 issues of the original series of Resurrection Man. I think it was issues 9 and 10. And he also appeared in 1 issue of the Chris Claremont series, Sovereign 7. I think that was around about issue 14, 15, I think, of that series. Don't quote me on that one. But, yeah, considering he was a really well-received character, DC didn't really do much with him. I don't know whether that was because of Garth Ennis, and he said, look, I don't really want my character to be everywhere. And he basically was in his own little universe. Did you read the All-Star 6-pack that came out recently? That had, what was his name? 6-pack, basically. And it was written by Garth Ennis with, what's his name? What's the artist's name on Hitman? No, I can't remember either. No. And the worst thing is I've met him as well a couple of times, and he's a great bloke. He does the artwork for Hitman as well. Yeah, well, he's done the All-Star 6-pack one that came out recently. I'm making a balls up here. But yeah, that was a really good miniseries that DC done just recently. JC Seiji, got any of the Rune comics on Malibu? Do you know what? I don't know if I have or not. If I do, I've only got a couple. But it's definitely going to be something that if I find around here, I'll probably pick up. But yeah, it was. Was that? Was it Barry Windsor Smith that done Rune? Rings about. I'm sure it was someone like that. Barry Windsor Smith done Rune. I'm terrible with names. But yeah, I think I've got a few Runes here, but not an awful lot. I mean, I've got mostly at the moment. I've got a lot of Mantra and Prime, some Protectors. What else was there? There was it Solution? The Solution, which was another team book, and there was a few others as well, weren't there? I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, that's definitely going to be on my list to pick up, definitely. We got William Thorg. You really need to check out the old comics of the $6 Million Man. Was that from Dell? Was it Dell Goldkey? I know that Dynamite had a series of $6 Million Man and the Barnick Woman recently, when in the last sort of few years. And there was one series that was written by Kevin Smith at the beginning of it. That looked pretty cool. I didn't actually pick those up, but it did look pretty good. But yeah, I shall definitely keep an eye on any old $6 Million Man comics. Thank you very much for that. Kamikaze Guy, yes, did read Hitman JLA. It's a great story and funny how he gets the better of all the JLA. Still missing through the All-Star Section 8. That was it, Section 8. I don't know, it's because the main character is called Six Pack. Yeah, that was it. Kamikaze Guy again was told that the hitman in Resurrection Man wasn't the real Tommy yeah, him. We'll check it out and see if it's about. Do you know what? It took me forever to get issue 10 of Resurrection Man, from the first series. And you'll probably get it as soon as you go on eBay now, my luck. And it also took me ages to get the Sovereign 7 one. In fact, I only just recently got the Sovereign 7 Hitman appearance. So I think I have every single appearance now of Hitman, Tommy Hitman. I'm not going to try and pronounce his last name because I'm used to pronouncing names. JC Seiji, right, you've got a great memory. Oh, thank you very much. That's not too bad. Whew, that was lucky. Right. Okay. Again, comment. Yeah, you know the drill. Right. How am I back in the room? Oh man, I've got so many comics to show you guys. Oh, that's not too bad. I've only been going for about just under 2 hours. That's not too bad. Right, done that pile. Done that pile. Oh god, everything's falling over. There we go. What next? If I go for done that stack. If I go for comics that I've just recently picked up from the internet, so from eBay and places like that, we'll start off with Marvel. Here we go. So a little pile. What we've got here. That's not too bad. Now, you have to excuse me if you've seen any comics before on previous haul videos. I don't think I've shown any of these on previous haul videos, but with things like having the flu and trying to get stuff sorted out around here and that, some of the comics in here may have already been shown and I've accidentally put them in there not thinking that I've actually shown you guys. I don't think there is any, but just in case. So yeah, don't shoot the messenger. Right, normally I'd have these in alphabetical order, but they're not. They're all higgledy-piggledy, and oh yeah, I love that phrase, higgledy-piggledy. So yeah, so here we go. First off, we've got issue 9, issue 10. Sorry, issue 8. Issue 8. They've put it up in there, and they've incorporated it into part of the blooming comic cover. That's not fair. Issue 8 of New Avengers, and as part of the standoff event that's happening. No idea what's going on that because I haven't read any of the New Avengers standoff. If anybody out there has been reading the standoff, the other comics of this little mini event that Marvel are doing at the moment, feel free to put it in the comment section, either comment section. But yeah, this is the only comic I really get for Avengers. So, and I only get this because of Squirrel Girl. So there's that. We've got, this is a brilliant series, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Absolutely brilliant. I've got issue 4 there with the Totally Awesome Hulk. I think I've already shown you guys. But this is issue 5 of Moon Girl. Really great series, really funny, really nice, really nicely written as well. Mighty Thor, number 5, with female Thor. Great series, really is a great series. I really don't know what everybody was complaining about, them saying, oh, you've turned Thor into a woman. No, they haven't. It's a completely different character. It's just that somebody's got Thor's hammer. And I'm sure that male Thor will come back at some point somewhere. But until then, really good series. This is great. Issue 5 of Web Warriors. If you're reading Spider-Gwen, this is the comic you should be reading if you want to read a really good Spider-Gwen story. Who is it who writes this? Costa? No idea. But yeah, they've got Spider-Gwen absolutely brilliantly in this. which is really weird because I don't like the actual Spider-Gwen series, the ongoing series of that. I think it's a bit dull and boring, but this is really good. And all the Spider-Men and Spider-Women and Spider-People and Spider-Pigs that they have in here, it just works really well. Talking of spiders, more spiders. Silk #5, really enjoying that again. A lot better than Spider-Gwen, and definitely better than Spider-Woman. Definitely better than Spider-Woman. A-Force #3, another great series with a lot of female characters in it. Awesome stuff. I was a bit disappointed with this one. Black Widow #1. This is a Women of Power cover, which is the variant covers that Marvel are doing at the moment on their comics. And yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with this one. I thought, it's the same creative team, Mark Waid, and that was doing the previous Daredevil series that had happened. Not the Daredevil series that's out now. I haven't read any of that at the moment. But yeah, not really sold on it at the moment. It's not. I mean, it might pick up. I'll probably get it because it's Black Widow. But yeah, not really sold on that one at the moment. I'll see what issue 2's like. Doctor Strange #6, the beginning of the death of the last days of magic. Really good series. Really enjoying this. This one and Scarlet Witch are just two great series from Marvel at the moment. Really are. Spider-Man #2 with Miles Morales Spider-Man. I've never really read any Miles Morales Spider-Man comics, but I've really chuffed with these first 2 issues of this. So yeah, really enjoyed these first 2 issues. So I might have to see if I can go back and see if there's any Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Mans that I can pick up. Weird World issue 4, is it? Yeah, issue 4 of Weird World. Really good series again. Red Wolf #4. Such a great series. Really is a brilliant series. First issue is a little bit, but then it really picks up with the second issue. And this is just absolutely great. What have we got? One of the funniest comics I think I've read in a long time, Spider-Man Deadpool. That's what I'm going to say on that. Brilliant. Venom Space Knight #5. Deadpool, The Mercs for Money #2. Pretty good again. Cullen Bunn, really good. He does some really great stuff on Deadpool. Really didn't like his Sinestro, but his Deadpool, bang on. Totally Awesome Hulk #4. Women of Power cover with She-Hulk on it. It had to be done with She-Hulk. Again, this is one of those series where I was like, well, do I really want to get another Frank Cho artwork? I actually read the first issue digitally, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll pick that up. Brilliant. Really good comic. Really threw me for a loop. I didn't realize it was going to be that good. Amazing Spider-Man 1.4. Yeah, not too sure of that one. I'm just basically getting it because it's Spider-Man. And Amazing Spider-Man #9. Again, it's one of those ones where I'm like, I'll get it because it's Spider-Man and it's Dan Slott, and I want to get it. So I want to sort of keep on getting Spider-Man. But I'm hoping it's going to start kicking in the high gear with this new Scorpio Rising storyline that's coming out now with this. So there you go. Here we go. Scarlet Witch #4. Great series. Really is a brilliant series. Yeah, I'm imagining this is James Robinson, so it's gonna be good. The only comics that I read that James Robinson wrote that I thought were pretty bad was Earth 2. His Starman was brilliant. His run on Avengers was amazing. Fantastic Four run was just absolutely brilliant. It's just unfortunate that was the last. It got cancelled after that. But his Scarlet Witch, fantastic. Absolutely is fantastic. Spider-Man 2099. It's another one of those ones that's a bit sort of like teetering on the precipice of being dropped. Yeah, it's one of those ones where I'm like, do I really want to get at? And then I'll read it and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'll get the next issue. Silk number 6, again, reiterate, better than Spider-Gwen, way better than Spider-Woman. Oh no, I was going to say finally, issue 3, Jeff Lemire's Old Man Logan, another really good book. Not so much like the original Old Man Logan series or the Old Man Logan that you got from Secret Wars. This one, it reminds me more of Cable, when Cable first came out in the Marvel Universe, and he was basically trying to stop the future that he came from ever happening and taking out certain members of the Marvel Universe and that. But yeah, still, it's Jeff Lemire, you know. Can't go wrong with Jeff Lemire. And finally, from Marvel in this bit, The Ultimates, issue 5. I picked up the first 2 issues of this. I think they were in grab bags from Forbidden Planet. And I was like, wow, that is amazing. That's absolutely amazing. The artwork in there is absolutely beautiful. The writing in it is just, it just grabs you and it makes you want to read the next issue. I'm unfortunately unfortunately, I am, slow it down, boy. I am unfortunately missing issues 3 and 4 of this, but I'm hoping to be able to pick them up at some point, somewhen. But yeah, and what they've done with Galactus, I know a lot of people, I've read a lot of people not happy with what they've done with Galactus, but it actually sort of makes sense, and it's a lot more organic with how they've done it in this than certain other companies, I can say, with their reimaginations and rethinkings of characters. And to me, that's the thing. It's got to be organic. You can have a character and they change that character, but it has to have a linear reason for why it's changed, and not just we got bored or we don't feel this character's relevant to society nowadays, so we're just going to change him for no reason whatsoever. Yeah, it just seems organic. That's the only way I can describe it. So yeah, so that's all the Marvels. Quick look at the comments. William Thorg, Charlton Comics made them. The $6 Million Man's comics. Fantastic. Cheers for that. I shall keep an eye out for those. Can't send the link. Haha. That's all right. No worries. I've got the video here and I've got it in my head to remember Charlton Comics, $6 Million Man. So I shall definitely be keeping an eye out on those ones. Thank you very much for that. Kamikaze Guy, agree with you on Spider-Gwen. It's still the same story since before Secret Wars. I continue to buy it in the hope that something might happen. Silk has much better story despite the cartoony art. I think that's the only thing that really brings down Silk, is the slightly mangerish artwork that they've got in it. But the story just keeps you in the zone with that. I know sometimes if I read a comic book, the artwork can actually be so bad that it just takes away so much from the story that you just can't read it. But no, with Silk, the artwork's not too bad. A little bit, yeah, you know, a little bit sort of Looney Tune sort of thing. But yeah, the story and it's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Right, let's go back here and there again. Should we do DC Comics next? The comics that I've picked up off of eBay. Yes, I still do buy DC Comics. Yes, I just only get the ones that I think are good. So there you go. Now there were in Southampton Comics at Loft Ladder. There was a guy, and I think he must be looking now. He knows that it's finishing, and there's a finite amount of issues that you can get off them. I think he's looking to actually pick up all the New 52 comics that were ever printed. I think, by the sounds of it. And I gave him, you know, I was honest. I said to him that there were a lot of good comics. There was probably more bad comics than good comics, and I gave him a list of comics that I thought were pretty good. And I even showed him where the New 52 comics were in that. So I like to think that even though I've ragged on to DC Comics in the last 5 years for the New 52 and DCU and all that, I like to think that the ones that I have actually said were good have actually been good. So with that in mind, Swamp Thing number 3. There you go. It's got Zatanna in it. You can't go wrong with Zatanna, and plus it's just a really awesome miniseries. It really is. What have we got here? Superman, Lois and Clark, #5. I still stand by my statement that this is the only ongoing Superman worth getting. I really do. Issue 6, really awesome series. Oh, and that was also the Neil Adams cover that DC were doing a couple of months ago. They did a few Neil Adams covers for different comics and that. So there you go. Yeah, and issue 6 again. Oh, I love that series. Really great series. Talking of Neil Adams, we have got the Neil Adams miniseries, Superman, The Coming of the Supermen, issue 1. This one, no, I'm not too sure about it. I mean, I'll get it because it's Neil Adams and Superman, you know, and it's okay, but I don't know. It seems a little bit rushed. The first 2 issues seemed a little bit rushed. I know it's a 6-issue miniseries. Yeah, I don't know what he's got planned in the next 4 issues, but it seemed like the first 2 issues, just to me anyway, seemed like he was trying to put too much information into the first 2 comics. Maybe they should have made it into an 8-issue miniseries so that he had more time to pad the characters out that are in it. But it was like one minute you had these 3 guys all dressed as Superman, but all looking completely different. And it's not until issue 2 where you find out where they come from. But it just seems like it was just a bit rushed. I don't know. But I'm still enjoying it, so you know, I still think it's worth picking up. Another great miniseries with Superman in it, Superman American Alien issue 4. Really enjoying this. And issue 5. Pretty interesting issue, this one actually. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but yeah, very interesting issue with that one. We've got issue 3 of Poison Ivy and Friends. Poison Ivy, Cycle of Life and Death, issue 3. Sorry, itchy ear. If you saw it when I showed the first issue of this, you'll know my feelings of how they basically shoehorned Harley Quinn into the comic. Issue 2, fine. It was all Poison Ivy. This issue, they've decided to shoehorn Catwoman into it. Now, I mean, I've got some of the comics here as well. When you had the Gotham Sirens, I know you've got Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and Catwoman being the 3 main female villains that everybody likes to see together. Not like that. Okay, maybe like that. But in comic books. But it just feels like who's writing this? I don't know. I can't remember. Like I said, I'm terrible with names. But it just feels like the writer of this, they don't feel that Poison Ivy can actually carry a comic by herself. I read issue 2 of this, and it was absolutely brilliant. Poison Ivy was a fantastic character in her own comic in issue 2. But in issue 1, it was like, oh, it's a Poison Ivy comic. But just in case, we'll stick Harley Quinn in there. And it's exactly the same with this one. It was like, oh, this is the Poison Ivy comic. But just in case, we'll bung Catwoman in there. And I think issue 4 is going to be exactly the same. I think they're going to have Catwoman in a Poison Ivy comic. Which I don't mind having other characters in a comic book like this, but like I say, it just feels like they're just putting them in there just to sort of like, because they don't feel that character Poison Ivy can actually sell a comic by herself, which is completely wrong, because like I said, issue 2 of that was fantastic, and this is absolutely brilliant as well. But you get the idea. Right, issue 1 of grossly overpriced comic #1. Sorry. Issue 1 of Legends of Tomorrow, #1. $8. $8. I picked this up purely because I got a deal on it. I got I got like 10% off of this on a UK price. Plus, as well as that, it was a lot cheaper than anywhere else on eBay. So, yeah, that's the only reason why I picked this up. But I feel sorry for people elsewhere in the world. I feel sorry for people in America that have to pay $8 for this. I feel sorry for people in Canada who have to pay more. And I feel sorry for people in Australia who have to pay even more than Canadians do for something like this. I'm really glad to hear that DC Comics are putting their prices down to $3, or a lot of their comics down to $3. I know a lot of those comics that are going down to $3 are suddenly, strange enough, they're going to be twice monthly. So you're basically paying $6 for 2 comics instead of $4 for 1. So swings and roundabouts. But yeah, I mean, I picked this up mainly because you've got Firestorm in it, you've got the Metal Men in it, you've got Metamorpho in it, 3 characters that I always used to love reading. And then you've also got Sugar and Spike as well, which intrigued me to the point of saying, okay, I'll pay the sort of £3-ish something that I paid for this comic. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Brilliant series, absolutely brilliant. Dr. Fate number 10, absolutely amazing series. Yeah, again, it's one of those ones where it feels like a right reboot. It feels like a correct reboot. You know, you've still got the legacy of the old Dr. Fate in there, and Naboo and all this, all the Egyptian, you know, history and everything. But yeah, obviously with a new character under the helmet. And yeah, I've just been really enjoying this so much. Really, it's Paul Levitz, absolutely brilliant. Another great series, DC Comics Bombshells, really great series. Issue 10 on this one as well. Really been enjoying this. Set in the, I think it's like just before the Second World War, or actually in the Second World War. And yeah, really enjoying that. I'll admit, I haven't actually read any of these. I've got all 3 of them so far. I don't think issue 4's come out yet. I haven't read any of them at all yet. In fact, I don't even know where I've put issues 1 and 2. I suppose I better find them before the end of the series. But yeah, it's Dark Knight. I got the Dark Knight Returns. I got the second one. I know I'm such a fanboy whore. I can't help it. And finally, oh no, sorry, no, not finally. Stay. Really enjoying this series. Absolutely brilliant. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Fantastic mini-series. Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue 4. Really great series. If you haven't read this yet, it is definitely worth. Even if you're not a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan, or even if you're not a Batman fan, it's just such a brilliant comic. Really enjoying it. Yeah, awesome stuff. And finally, I only picked this up because of the Neil Adams cover. Seriously, I only did. I've read first issue of Cyborg, and I was like, so yeah, I haven't even read this, and I probably won't. But it's Cyborg number 8 with the Neil Adams cover. That's the only reason why I picked this up for, and I think I got it for like about $1.99, so that's not too bad. So there you go. So that's all the DC ones. Comments again? No comments just yet, so that's fine, no worries. But as always, if you want to comment on this video, please feel free to do so. Comment section down below if this video has already been uploaded when you're watching it. So we're getting there. We're getting there. I've only got another 3 stacks to show you. Right, Independence now. Oh my days! Oh, there's a big on that one. There's that's such a big stack. Oh, yes, it goes there. There we go. Do you know how big it is? Oh, look at that! Oh, lovely stuff. Really big stack of comics. Again, usually I'd have these in publisher order and in an alphabetical order. I didn't have time to do that, so I'm just going to show you as they come on the stack. Image Comics, Nowhere Men #9. Boom Studios, Venus, the final issue of this. This has been brilliant, and I really do hope we get a Venus 2, because the ending of this, it was like, yeah, but what happens next? So, yeah, Boom Studio, Rick Lovett, Huang Dalan, Marcio Menz, yeah, you guys who wrote this and drew this and that, and Boom Studios, you gits. I want to know what happens next. I want another series of this. Come on. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Quick breakdown of the comic. Humans have started to colonize the solar system. There's a colony on Mars. There's a colony on the Moon, and they're starting to put a colony on Venus as well, and get humans on the surface of Venus. And then absolute catastrophe upon catastrophe happens, and lots of other stuff. And I don't want to ruin it for you if you do want to read this comic, because at the end of every comic, it's like, no, I've got to read the next comic. I've got to read the next one. And as like I said, at the end of this one, it was like, but I want to know what happens next. So definitely worth picking up that one. Definitely. I picked this up purely for the cover. I thought it was a pretty awesome cover. I will say now, I do suffer from arachnophobia, okay, which is strange because one of my favorite superheroes is Spider-Man, I know. So if you suffer from arachnophobia, I mean, this doesn't affect me, all right? So it might not affect you, but I know there's some people out there, and normally I would just say, sod it, I don't care, you know, trigger, bollocks, you know, sort of. But I know what it's like to have arachnophobia, so if you're scared of spiders, you might want to not look at this. I will say when I put this up, and then I will say when I've taken it down. So, and if you want to see it, you can do, all right? But there is a pretty big spider on it. I did get this purely for the cover, okay? Look away now if you're got a spider phobia. There you go, Pathfinder #4. I just thought it was a really cool cover. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. So there you go. No idea what the comic's like. Okay, you can look away. You can look back now. You've probably looked back in any case, but there you go. So there you go. That was my civic duty done for the rest of the year. I don't have to. I can be a complete git now for the rest of the year. Dream Police #8. It's just one of those ones that just keeps on plodding along, and they decide to put a comic out every now and then, and I pick it up. That's just it, really. I've been really enjoying this, but the delivery service for this comic is just so sporadic. I can't remember when the last issue was. It came out, actually. I know it was obviously issue 7, and I've got it and I've read it, but I can't remember what happened in it. It was that long ago since I read the last issue, I think. So, but hey ho, there you go. It's like a bit of a connection, I think. From Space Goat Productions, we have got the Evil Dead 2 Cradle of the Damned issue 2. And this is I think this is the retro 1960s retro cover for it. Very Marvel-esque with 1960s monster covers. Yeah. So there you go. That's pretty awesome. Really good series. Really, I'll say that's actually better than the Army of Darkness ones that Dynamite doing at the moment. There you go. Got to how that getting it? Got to blame Mahoney from the Mahoney Show for this one. Gutter Magic issue 3. Thank you very much for getting me hooked on this one, you swine. Yeah, really enjoying this series. Really awesome. There's a lot of magic comics going out. Seriously, I think the next big thing, now you've had sort of like twinkly vampires and you've had zombies and all that. I really think the next big thing is going to be witches and sort of like magic. And I know you've had Harry Potter, but I think there's going to be another big explosion on sort of like witchcraft and magic sort of things. You probably heard me exclaim, what the hell is that doing there? Justice League 3001, number 10. Yeah, number 10. I thought I had all the DC ones all out. There you go. There's another one for DC. There you go. Another one from Boom Studios. Grant Morrison's Klaus, number 4. There you go. There's that. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can find the other one of this. There we go. I think I already showed this copy, so I'll quickly show this one and then I'll show the next one. Really enjoying this one. Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti, issue 3 of Super Zero. So much better than Harley Quinn. It really is a great comic and so much better than Harley Quinn. I've just got to say that. And issue 4. I don't usually use modern colloquialisms, but seriously, the feels in this one really was. Oh man, I wouldn't say it got me to tears, but I did get a little bit, you know, of it. Really good series. This is such a brilliant series, and it's so much better than Harley Quinn. It really is. Yeah. I can't big this one up enough. It really is a great series. There we go. Image Comics Circuit Breaker number 1. There you go. I think this is a bit like, is it Robot Boy? That one where you got the robot with the round head and the painted on hair. Yeah, is it Robot Boy and Rusty? I think it's supposed to be a little bit like that. It's basically robots used for sort of like menial tasks and everything like that. And then there's a robot uprising, and this character here is actually a good robot, and she's been built to protect humanity from the other robots that are bad robots. Yeah, I picked this up purely on a whim. I saw it, I was like, that's a pretty cool cover. $2.99 comic. Yeah, okay, I'll give that a go. And then I saw it later on eBay, and it's absolutely skyrocketed. I don't know why. Whether it's just because it's an image number 1, and people are going, "Oh, that's going to sell." People are going to buy that because it's an image number 1. Or I don't know, but I haven't had a chance to read it yet. But I suppose if people are selling it for £10 now, I suppose it's got to be worth reading. You know. Right, what have we got here? I'm going to see if I can get all these ones put together. Is that all of them? I think it might be. There we go. Right. If you've seen me on Facebook, on your comic book community channel, and on my Short Box Full page as well, you'll know that I am championing a comic book company called Overground Comics. They're a new comic book company. Their comics are like hen's teeth to try and get in the UK. I don't know why. The only places I've really found that you can really get them quite easily is a Place in Space on eBay, but then they get snapped up really quickly. So we've got Plus Ultra number 2. This is possibly my favourite one out of all the comics they've got so far out. Really brilliant series. If you can pick up the first issue of that, and if you can get the second issue of that, really worth picking up. We've got Graduate, issue 1 and issue 2. Another really good comic. The artwork in here is really sort of ethereal. It's a bit like Jim Lee's artwork. Yeah, that's, if you like Jim Lee's artwork, you'll like the artwork in this. And yeah, really good as well. Really worth picking up. This is the newest one they've got out. Oh Hell, number 1. Haven't had a chance to read this one yet, but I'm sure it's going to be good. So that's all I can say on this one. And then you've got Hero Corp Knights number 2. And the only thing I'll say about this is the artwork is a little bit, but again, it's one of those ones where the artwork, it could be better, but the story is pretty good in it. So yeah, so there you go. So that's Overground Comics. Yes, Overground Comics. Right, we've got here. We have got Valiant Comics, Faith number 3. Everyone seems to be going crazy over this series. I'm sure rightly so. We've got from Image Comics, Plutona number 4. Really enjoying that one. Really enjoying that series. Dark Horse Comics, we've got Predator Life and Death issue 1 with a variant cover there. Image Comics again with Huck number 5. Great series, really is great. Mark Miller is doing amazing stuff with this series. Really enjoying that. What else we got? Another one from Space Goat Productions, Evil Dead 2, Revenge of Hitler. Yeah. Venus issue 3. Really good series. Really good series. We've got Wild's End, The Enemy Within issue 6, and that finishes on a cliffhanger as well. You get Dan Abnett. Yeah, I've been enjoying that. I've said it before. War of the Worlds meets Animals of Farm and Wood. Yeah, really interesting, really good comic. Really good comic. Garth Ennis, just brilliant. If you see Garth Ennis on the comic, just buy it. All right, A Train Called Love from Dynamite issue 6. Great comic, absolutely great comic. So I'm just going through these as quick as I can. We've got issue 5 of Codename Babushka, The Conclave of Death. Sort of Black Widowy, sort of like spy, 1960s sort of like spy style sort of like comic. It was okay. It wasn't too bad. It was an interesting read. Nothing really that amazing, but it was pretty good. Probably better picked up on trade. Another one that I can blame on Mahoney. Kennel Block Blues issue 2. Really enjoying this one. He was right. This is really good. There you go. And see, it's another one that I'm saying I reckon magic and witches is going to be the next big thing that comes out on sort of like movies and TV shows and everything. Black Magic, Greg Rucka's Black Magic issue 5. Really enjoying this one as well. This is all this is quite tied into paganism as well, which is quite nice, and Wiccan and Wicca, sorry, and everything like that. So yeah. Good. Good. What else we got here? If you've not heard of India Graphics, they're the ones that do the Grant Morrison's 18 Days, the Stanley Chakra, the Invincible, and also this one, Reincarnation Man issue 2. Really enjoying this series. This issue was a little bit. There's a bit in here which is sort of like you sort of go, really? Would it happen like that? But it still didn't take away from the comic. Really enjoying this one. You've got this guy who can actually. It's a little bit like Kid Eternity. If you remember the old Kid Eternity comics, where you had this boy who could go into history and take anybody out of, history or reality or fiction, and bring him to him in the now to help him out with certain things that was going on. And this is a little bit like that. This is Reincarnation Man, where this guy can actually transform himself or bring previous incarnations of himself to the modern times to help him out with certain situations. That one, I think that character is called the Cursed Centurion, who was a Roman centurion who was cursed. I'm not doing very good with this one, but I also want to get through the comics to show you everything I've got. But yeah, really good. Really enjoying that. If you've liked my Short Box Full page on Facebook, you'd have seen a bit of this in my comic book scenes taken out of context thing that I do every now and then. And this is Irvin Allen's Lost in Space, The Lost Adventures, issue 1 from American Gothic Press. This is the variant cover, the photo cover, and I will say you would probably have to be a Lost in Space fan to want to pick this up. It was okay, but it, yeah, you can tell it's definitely very close to how Lost in Space was, the TV series was, from what I remember. Not the movie, the TV series. I don't think anything's like the movie. It was okay, but like I said, I think you'd have to be a Lost in Space fan to actually get the full impact of this comic. There you go. And finally, we'll go through all the Doctor Who's. You've got, from Titan Comics, you've got issue 7 of the 11th Doctor, second season. Yes, that is River Song on the front of that comic. Yes. You've got the final issue of the 8th Doctor, issue 5. I really do hope they do more. I know that they did the 5-issue miniseries with the 9th Doctor, and they're starting an ongoing series with the 9th Doctor. I really do hope they do an ongoing series with the 8th Doctor, because this series was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'll stay there for a second. You've got issue 6 of the 11th Doctor as well. You've got issue 7 of the 10th Doctor. You've got issue 3 of the 12th Doctor, and this is the one I was waiting for. And I'm sure anybody who's getting the Doctor Who comics, this was the one that they were all waiting for. Issue 1 of the 4th Doctor from Titan Comics. Oh, it was so good. Really, really good. Really enjoyed it. I don't know if anybody out there's reading that, but such brilliant, brilliant comic. Let's put those over there for now. Put these down there. Let's have a quick look at the comment section. Any comments? No comments at the moment. That's fine. Again, as ever, if you're watching this now and it's live, comment in the comment section over there. If you're watching this and it's already uploaded, comment section down below. And yeah, I'll read or reply as applicable. There you go. I'm starting to run out of water now. There we go. 2 more piles to go. Excuse me a minute, I'm just going. Right. We'll go with the grab bags from Forbidden Planet that I managed to pick up from Forbidden Planet in Southampton. There's only a few comics to go with. Again, normally I would have these in company, then alphabetical order and that, but yeah, it's all higgledy-piggledy. First of all, 2 comics that I didn't get out of the grab bags, but I paid 99p for, so sort of grab baggy-ish. As much as I slagged off Spider-Gwen, I will say there are some covers that I do like from that comic series, even if the comic series is a little bit meh. And this is one of them, Spider-Gwen #1, the figurine cover. If this was full price, I wouldn't have picked it up, but for 99p, yeah, I can live with that. There you go. And again, I've already got this comic, but it's the figurine cover for it, and it was 99p, so I was like, yeah, why not? Doctor Strange #1. There you go. I think it's Doctor Strange #1. Yeah, Doctor Strange #1. The figurine cover. The action figure cover, sorry. Right, so all these comics here were from grab bags from Forbidden Planet in Southampton. And I'll quickly explain, like I always do with these things. The grab bag, you've got 4 comics in there. It costs you £2. You've got 4 comics in the grab bag, 50p a comic. You see what's on the outside of the comic, so you'll get the cover of one comic on one side of it, the cover of another comic on the other side. Excuse me. And the ones in the middle, the 2 in the middle, are complete mysteries. You haven't got a clue what they are. As I was saying to Mr. Wolf and Adam on the way back home, as far as I'm concerned, if one of the comics on the outside of what I'm looking for, okay, I'll probably pick it up. If both the comics on the outsides are what I'm looking for, I'll definitely pick up the pack. And if I open up the pack and all 4 comics are what I'm looking for, or more than 2 comics, then it's just, yeah, hey, Christmas time all over again. So, right, in no particular order, we've got Justice League number 6, Wonder Woman number 28. Yeah, Wonder Woman number 28. Action Comics number 28. We've got the Uncanny X-Men number 19 point now, the animal variant. So there's another animal variant there with the cats on that one. We've got from Zenoscope Grim Fairy Tales Code Red number 3. And then again from Zenoscope, we've got Oz number 6. That's pretty compelling. Justice League Dark number 13, which I think I might already have, but I'm not quite sure, so I'll have to check on that. Sex number 11. So I didn't mean to linger on sex then, but I started yawning because it is 12:15 here. I will admit, I got this one. This was on the front. I got this purely for the cover. Catwoman number 30. Purely for the cover because I like Catwoman. There you go. Not interested in the actual comic, but there you go. Batman number 31, 0 year final act. There you go. 50p. Southern Bastards number 13. Yeah, no, like I said, Cullen Bunn on Deadpool, brilliant. The Sinestro number 19. Really not feeling love for that one. Seduction of the Innocent number 3. So that means I've got the first 3 issues out now. And I've got them all from grab bags, which is pretty cool. We've got who's this boy? Is this son? No books. IDW, there you go. IDW, Haunted Horror number 9. I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually embossed. I think you can see it more on the back. You can definitely feel it. But you see where the lightning is? Yeah. If you run your finger across it, it's actually embossed. So you can actually feel the lightning going across the cover. I think that's what it's supposed to be anyway. Either that or there's something wrong with it. But it actually feels like it's supposed to be on there. I might be wrong. I might be absolutely wrong, but it feels like it's embossed with the lightning. Hey, 50p. Oh, and this has got all old reprints. It's always good. The old is it the EC comics? Yeah, I like my old horror comics. Kick-Ass 3, number 6. Randomly chucked in there. God is Dead, number 1, but this is the limited to 7,500 enhanced comic. I have no idea how this is enhanced. You open it up and then nothing pops out at you. So I don't know how it's enhanced from the original one. I've got the original one somewhere. So I might have to see if I can dig out and see what the difference is. Or just use Google, whichever's easiest. Red Lantern, number 30. That sort of went downhill when Peter Milligan left. Justice League 3000, number 5. Scribblenauts Unmasked, number 4. Transformers More Than Meets the Eye, number 27. That's chapter 10 of the Dark Cybertron saga. Yeah. And then let me just have a look. You've also got Transformers Robots in Disguise 29, is it? 28, 29? That's chapter 9 of the Dark Side of John Saga. I know Adam got chapter 11 of that. I'll see if I can get off him. This is cover C for the Death Defying Dr. Mirage Second Lives issue 2. Really enjoying that series. Artwork's a little bit, but it's not too bad. Sonic Universe number 82 from Archie Comics. This is the Silver Age Part 4. Do you know what? I get the Sonic comics in the grab bags now. It's the only time I actually read these comics, and they're not too bad actually. I mean, you get the gist of what's actually going on in the story. I've never read them unless I actually read them from the grab bags, and yeah, they're not too bad actually. They're quite fun little comics to read, if you ask me. Justice League, no, not Justice League. Sorry, Green Lantern Corps, Edge of Oblivion number 1. Well, it's Green Lantern Corps. We've got The Vision, issue 3. Apocalypse Owl, number 4 of 4. I think that completes the miniseries for me now. With that, so that's pretty good go. What If, Age of Ultron, number 1. And I just realised I've actually got this one already, but hey, never mind. There you go. Justice League, number 29. Forever Evil. Crossover there. It was a great crossover event that was Forever Evil was. Batman Superman number 9, which is part 3 of First Contact story arc there. East to West 10, image. Getting to the end here now, sorry. X-Force number 1, another animal variant there. They seem to be checking out their animal variants they've got in their back issues there. Burn the Orphanage, Born to Lose 3 of 3. Brother Lono, number 8, I think. The Darkness, Vicious Tradition, issue 1. Is that mini-series or one shot? No. But anyway, The Darkness, Vicious Tradition, number 1. Yeah. Justice League, number 26. And finally, Wonderland Asylum, number 2. I'm not quite sure what cover this is, so we'll say it's... Oh, it's cover C. That one. There you go. So there you go. That's all the grab bag comics. Another quick look on the comment section. Just see how it goes. Here we go, Mr. Gretzky 1966. Hi man, how's it going? Glad you joined us. Nice to see you commenting. How's the new 52 Wonder Woman been? Personally, I think it's been dire. Other people have said it's been pretty good. The new ones I've read, but yeah, I've not liked it. There you go, that's just me. Again, Mr. Gretzky 1966. Don't see much sex in the shops. No, but you know what? If you ask the comic shop that you want, phone up a comic shop and say you want sex put by for you, they're quite happy to do it. Mr. Gretzky 1966. I'm missing 33 of Batman Zero year. I think it was 31, but yeah, I never really picked up those Batman Zero years. I've not really, been following the Scott Snyder Batman. I think the best thing he did was Dark Mirror, and it's gone down from there. Personally, there you go. Yeah, thanks for commenting. Keep it up. There you go. Right, last bundle. Excuse me. Last bundle of comics from Forbidden Planet. Now, before I show these off, it's a bit of a lie. It's not the last bundle because I've got my blacks here as well that I need to show you, and a couple of other things. that I picked up from Forbidden Planet. The obligatory issue of previews. There you go. Haven't had a chance to look at that yet, and unfortunately, if you want to know what's coming out for the DC Comics reboot, you won't actually find out properly until April the 13th, when DC bring out their own previews, mini like magazine that has all the stuff with that in it. So there's that, and then you've got Marvel previews with Civil War 2 on there, and then the what everyone's been waiting for, the Han Solo and Chewbacca miniseries that's coming out from Marvel as well. So there's that, and then you've got the Marvel Ultimate Graphic Novel Collection, or as we call them around here, the Marvel Blacks. Just go through this quickly. I've really been waiting for this one to come out. I'm going to probably bust this one out and read it at some point soon. Marvel Origins, the 70s, which is issue 110. Really looking forward to reading that one. There's so many comics on it. If I do that, I'm not going to read them. Probably not, because some bright spot decided to put red lettering on black background. So, but yeah, there's loads of stuff in here. Just looking on the front cover: Spider-Woman, Power Man, Ghost Rider, She-Hulk, Captain Britain, Adam Warlock, Nova, and Iron Fist. There you go. That's side number 15, 16, side number 18 there. And then you've got issue 11, which is part 2 of Avengers versus X-Men. There you go. And that's got loads of comments in it. Stop writing with red letters on black backgrounds. It's really confusing for my eyes. And the worst thing is, I'm not even colourblind. But yeah, exactly. You sit there and go, what the hell does that say? And then you've got Avengers Defenders War, issue 112, which is the Classics 27. There you go. And that collects Avengers 115 to 118 and Defenders 8 to 11. I think that's what it said. So there you go. All good stuff. Right. Finally, the comics that I picked up from Forbidden Planet. These are either in my standing order or comics that I've picked up off the shelf because I like the cover or they looked interesting to me, and they weren't in grab bag or cheap. So here we go. First up, we've got Captain Marvel, issue 3, Women of Power cover. Not really been reading this comic, but I picked it up because I like the cover. Simple as that. I'm a very simple man when it comes to things like that. I'm very swayed by nice covers. Death-defying Dr. Mirage Second Lives, number 4 from Valiant Comic, the last issue of that series. Scarlet Witch, number 4. The way I see it is, if I get more than one cover for a comic, you know it's going to be a good comic because, you know, yeah, exactly. Scarlet Witch, number 4, another Woman of Power cover there. 3 from Valiant. We'll do this one first. Ninjak. Sure, this is number 13. Yeah, Ninjak number 13. Yeah, really enjoying that. And you've got Valiant Comics at the moment are doing some variant covers where they're, I suppose you could say, an homage to CGC Comics. So you've got Wrath of the Eternal Warrior, number 3. Sorry, Wrath of the Eternal Warrior, number 5. CGC cover, 3.0. Yeah. If you wonder what it says there, it says 3.0 nonsense. I'm in great shape for my age. There you go, so there's that. And then you've also got the new series. I'm looking forward to this so much. The new series of Archer and Armstrong, The Adventures of Archer and Armstrong, issue 1, CGC cover. There you go. And it doesn't it? Oh no, we've been graded. I'm definitely getting an F. And then Archer goes, it doesn't work that way, sir. But don't worry, I can see our captor, and he's no match for Archer and Armstrong. There you go. Completely corny on the front cover there. But yeah, there was another one. There was a Faith. I think it was Faith #1 and #2 that they did a cover for that, and then they've done Imperium #14, which I should be getting. I don't know if they're going to do any more of those, but if they do, I'll probably pick them up. So this is another one of those comics that makes me think that witches and witchcraft and all that sort of stuff is going to be big soon. Harrow County #10 from Dark Horse Comics. Really loving the series. Really, really is a great series. Yeah, awesome stuff. Awesome. I've got to myself from reading that now. Jeff Lemire, Bloodshot Reborn, #11, Part 2 of the Analog Man. I would say if you liked things like Old Man Logan, you will really enjoy this. Really, really enjoy that. We've got Faith #2. Yep. Again, this proves my point with Spider-Gwen. A bit of a meh comic, but the covers are pretty cool. So there you go. That's Spider-Gwen #4, is it? #6. There you go. Spider-Gwen #6, Women of Power cover. Pretty cool cover there. Comic, yeah, cover. Yeah. The Uncanny Humans #6. Again, Women of Power cover. Pretty awesome Medusa cover there. I can't think who the artist is on that. Is that Strankovic? Yeah, Bill Strankovic. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at pronouncing names. Yes, Bill Strankovic cover. Awesome. If he's there at LFC, I know another cover to take again. Doctor Who, 12th Doctor Adventures #3. I think that's cover A. Is it cover A? I think that's cover A. Yeah, cover A. Cool. Doctor Who. Oh, that's an awesome cover. Doctor Who, the 4th Doctor Adventures, cover A. Brilliant. Loving the covers they got for that. I was going to get the Women of Power cover for this as well, but you can't get it unless it's a stupid money. I'm not paying stupid money for this, so I got this this cover instead, just a regular one. It's Mockingbird #1. Oh yeah, why not? I'll give it a go. Give it a try. Why not? So what else we've got? Because there was a problem in America at the end of February with I think it was bad weather, and they couldn't get all of the comics over to the UK, so they were a week late. So I've got 2 issues of Saga, which is issue 34. There you go. Still plodding along. Issue 35. There you go. This is one of those ones. What I'm saying about if they're going to reimagine or update a character, for me, it's got to be organic. It can't just be, oh, we're just going to do it for the fun of it. You know, we're just going to do it because we feel we need to do it because it's not, you know, the character's not doing very well and anything like that. When I first heard about this, and I heard about Dynamite reimagining characters like Red Sonja and is it Dahlia Tharn from the what was it called? They did a movie of it. It's Dahlia Tharn, isn't it? From the John. I can't remember. You know which one I'm talking about. Yeah, the Mars thing, where the bloke gets sent up to Mars and then he ends up being a superhero in that on Mars. Yes, that's the one. Yeah, they all redone them and redesigned them and that, and I was like, oh, really? Okay. And I wasn't actually going to get this one. And then I saw this, I was like, right, okay, I'll have a look. I'll see what it's like. I do like Vampirella. I do like the character Vampirella, and I know they've tried to update her wardrobe, shall we say, a few times in the past, unsuccessfully. So I was like, all right, okay, give it a go, see how it's like. And it does seem like it is an organic transformation. It's something that actually happens in the story. You see at the beginning of the story, you see Vampirella in her old costume, and then it's described why she changes her costume to the new costume. So yeah, so like I said, I don't mind change. I've got no problem with change whatsoever, as long as the change isn't crap. So there you go. So Vampirella #1. There you go. So I might even get issue 2 of that. You never know. And here we go. India graphics again. Grant Morrison's 18 Days #9. Again, this is another one of those ones that's just plodding along that I'd pick up and read. Nowhere Men #8. Bloodshot Reborn Annual #1. Not the cover that I wanted. There was a cover that had Bloodshot on there. I can't remember who done the cover. There was a cover of Bloodshot, yeah, and he had a big hole in his chest where his red, so like insignia thing is, a big hole in his chest, and then he had sort of like bits coming off of him and bits being shot off and arrows stuck in him and bullet holes all over the place. I wanted that cover. I couldn't get it for love nor money, so well, nothing for a decent price anyway. So I ended up getting this one instead, which was the one that was put in my standing order. So that's all right. I can still read the comic, which is good. And finally, the last comic for this live haul video. Yes. Oh, that's not too bad. Just over 2.5 hours. It's not too bad. Last comic for this haul video. Oh, we can all go to bed now. I enjoy my silly comics as much as I enjoy my dark and gritty, and as much as I enjoy my horror comics and my sci-fi and that. And this is one of those silly comics that I really enjoy reading every other month. And it's, I don't care what anyone says, I love it. I love it. Scooby-Doo Team Up #15 with the Flash. I think that's Wally West Flash as well from the Justice League Unlimited series that they did. Yeah. I love Scooby-Doo Team Up. It's brilliant. It really is. It's just one of those, it's a no-brainer. You just read it for the fact that it's fun. You know, it's Scooby-Doo and the gang with various characters from the DC or Hanna-Barbera series, the cartoons and that. And it's got Gorilla Grodd in it as well. How cool is that? There you go. What a comment to leave on. That's going to be me sorted out for the rest of the month anyway. Right. Should we have a quick look at comments? See if anybody's put anything up. Drawing board. Better stop lurking and at least say hi. So, hi. Hi. You're right. Thank you for lurking, because you've bumped up my viewing figures, so that's fine. I think I had 10 people watching this, actually. Let's have a look. JCCG, enjoying the show, Mark. We'll be looking forward to reading Moon Girl and Venus. They look good. Seriously, Venus, if you can pick up the single issues, then great. If you get it in trade, fantastic. But if you pick up the single issues, I mean, I was reading it when they was coming out, and it was literally, you get the end of this, you get the end of the comic, and it was like, I want, you know, and that's what you want out of a comic. You want a comic that just gets you to want to read the next issue. And yeah, that was what it was for me anyway. And Moon Girl as well. It's such a nice, sweet comic about a girl and her great big red dinosaur. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I think that's it for comments now. If anybody comments now, chances are I won't read it out, and chances are it'll be lost. So if you don't comment now on the live stream, that'd be great. But once it comes up on the normal stream, if you want to comment on the comment section down below, that'd be awesome. And I will always endeavour to try and comment back to you for anybody who comments down below. That's what it's like. Okay. That's it. That's all I've got to show you. Yeah, nothing else just yet. Thank you all for watching. You nearly didn't remind me, did you, about my big thing that I've got to show you, or tell you anyway. I could have probably said that a bit better, but hey ho, never mind. Soldier on. Free Comic Book Day in Southampton, in Forbidden Planet. I shall be there with my little laptop. Mr. Wolf will be there as well. He will be my entourage, my roadie, my bodyguard, my, as he said, bitch today. So if you want to come, if you're in Southampton on Free Comic Book Day, come down to Forbidden Planet. I should be there at least until sort of like midday, lunchtime sort of time. And yeah, just say hi. I will be doing interviews there for people who want to be interviewed. I will be doing a review video on the Free Comic Book Day comics. Well, it's sort of a show and tell sort of video, a haul video on the Free Comic Book Day comics that they've got coming out, which I'll be uploading later on that day. Yeah, and I shall also do a live haul video. I'm going to be so knackered. I shall also be doing a live haul video on Free Comic Book Day night. So yeah, I'm going to be so tired. So yes, if you're in Southampton on the 7th of May, hang on a second. Sure, it's the 7th of May. Check that. First Saturday of May, Free Comic Book Day. Come down, say hi, get some free comics. Buy comics as well, because that's the main thing about Free Comic Book Day. Not only going down to get the free comics, but also spending time to have a look around and actually buying other comics as well, which is always great. You know, buy from your local comic book store, always great. So yeah, come down, say hi, have a chat. You know, meet me. It's not that exciting, but you know, I try to make it as exciting as I can. I might see if I can get some indoor fireworks to let me. Probably not. So yeah, Free Comic Book Day. Let me just double check that. May the 7th. With my laptop. Yes, Free Comic Book Day, first Saturday in May, May the 7th. Forbidden Planet at Southampton. Come down, say hi, get some free comics, kick a glass bottle over, you know, whatever. Have fun, because it is a really fun day there as well. And yeah, I hope to see you there. Right, done my little bit for Free Comic Book Day for Southampton. Yeah, should we do all the usual stuff? Subscribe, always great subscriptions. Getting close to 600. Had 592, and then 3 people decided to unsubscribe for some unknown reason. They probably watched my videos, but anyway, subscribe. Be great. I'd like to get to 600 subscribers, over 600 subscribers before the end of the year. That'd be great. Yeah, comment section down below. I always try to comment back when I can. Always great to read you guys, your guys' comments. It's quarter to 1 in the morning, leave me alone. Yes. So yeah, comment in the comment section down below. Like, thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't like the video. But as I always say, if you didn't like the video, say why you didn't like the video. Is it something in the background? My hair, the beard. I know I said I was going to shave it off in the last video I did, but I didn't. Just say why. It's the only way I'm going to make these videos better is by constructive criticism. Yeah, and such. Yeah, that's it. That just leaves me to say thank you all for watching, no matter whether you watched it live or watched it when it's up on the internet web. Love the comics that you read. Be nice to each other. And I'll just get my little doohickey over the little red button. So I'm ready to say, and I'll see you soon. Ta-ta for now.